Hi again. In this video, I'm going to discuss HashMaps a bit more and drill down into using the inspector that BlueJ's provides into the details of how a HashMap is actually implemented in Java. So here's a Java project from your textbook. This is an object of the responder class. If I right-click on it, there's a option Inspect, and it pops up this window. And then you can inspect any of these parts of the hash map. The arrow, of course, indicates that this is a pointer. It's the address of another object that is a component of the hash map. So I'm going to actually go back to SketchUp here, close this, but that's how you inspect things. And you can learn a lot by doing this. So move this out of the way and come back here. So this should be familiar to you from previous videos. It's a representation of an array that is being used to implement a hash map. I'm not going to spend any time talking about it because I spent lots of time talking about it in the other videos. But I thought it would be nice to put it in the background here. So here's that same window we were just looking at. We're going to drill down now and see where this leads us. So double clicking on this arrow leads to, just to back up, this is a hash map of the strings for both the key and the value, and it's called response map. So onward. So it's clear here that the hash map is actually implemented with an array. These brackets tell you that. And this array back in the background, we knew that that hash maps were implemented in an array from our discussion of this. So let's drill down into this a bit more. I'm going to ignore these values for now. They're easy to check. You can use the Java class libraries if you're interested in what they are. So now we're actually looking at the array that underlies the hash map. So anytime you see the arrow, that means that there is a key value pair at that position. Remember that you want your hash map to be to have a lot of empty space in it, so that you don't have a lot of collisions. Your hash function is not producing a lot of collisions that lead to a bunch of key value pairs being stored off of one index position. Not good. We want to avoid that. Here we have an example of where that's happened at the 23rd position in this array. We have a pointer over here, so let's look at that. So here the key value pair, the key is Macintosh, and here's a sentence. Macintosh evaluated, the hash function for Macintosh evaluated to 23, which is why it's at the 23rd position. This indicates that some other key evaluated to 23 as well. So let's just take a look at that. The key BlueJ also evaluated to 23. So it is stored off of the first key value pair. And you might have a bunch of these, sort of a linked list of them stretching off. And if you're then trying to find a particular key, and it's in this list of keys, say towards the end, your search time degrades, and the whole advantage of quick search that a hash map provides is lost. So a lot of collisions is not a good thing with hash maps. In this case, there are only two. Whoops, let's go back to here. This is where I wanted to go. So this is really just an aside. Just a reminder that strings are actually stored as arrays. So the string Macintosh here, if we inspect that, we see that it's actually an array of characters. And if we look at that array in detail, we can see that its length is 10, and at the various array positions are the letters of Macintosh. So with that little digression into strings over, let's just back up and just review here that you can use the inspect function of the objects that are in the object dock. Just right click and choose inspect to look at the underlying components of the data structures that you are using in Java. And you can actually learn quite a bit from this and improve your programming skills significantly by spending some time to see how things are actually implemented under the hood, so to speak. Thanks.